from Rocamadour and just early morning walk through the town. Unfortunately, most things don't open up until about 9 or 10 o'clock. It did just turn 9, but we are on our way out of here to go to the next spot. One of the famous things about this town is this elevator that actually goes up from the top tier to this the level middle tier that I'm on right now. You do have to pay to use it. I don't think it's all that much. It's like 4 or 5 euros, but we unfortunately don't have enough time to do it, which kind of stinks. But it is what it is, so we'll I guess I'll just have to check it out the next time I'm here. Mom didn't want to take it anyways, so it just works out. The tourists are starting to flow in right now. It's funny, like when I was first walking through and all these overlay bits that I'm able to put on or photos, there was no one in them. It's because it was so early, no one was here. So that's kind of neat. Also, I'm like, there were a few cars, and I'm passing more cars now, but there were really like a little amount of cars that were here when we first started. This place is amazing. It really does look just like a medieval town, which is super awesome. Everybody here is super friendly and super helpful. It's really cool to see how everything was working out. I would say the big thing here is that a lot of things don't work as they're supposed to. Like, we checked into our hotel du Lion d'Or. I'm actually walking right by it right now. It's right there with the lines at the door. The electronics for the door didn't work, so it wouldn't open. Front door, that is. Whereas the our room door was just a regular key, so it worked just fine. Now as I walk by the restaurant we ate at, right there, I'm getting into our car, which we really got lucky and we're able to just park right in front. Crazy, right? Now I was gonna get in to the car, but Mom actually took my keys, so I have no way of getting in, which kind of stinks. Oh well, I'll just wait here and enjoy the view. Again, that's part of the view. Like, it really is fantastic. And I do wish that it opened earlier, but it is what it is. The place is fantastically well kept. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but when I did my walk last night, and when I did my, oh, Mom gave me back the keys. That's my mistake. Keys. Anyhow, when I was walking around last night and when we were walking around this morning, it was just so clean. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. There weren't really even pebbles in the road, and I was kind of wondering what was going on. It just so happens that they have a cleaning staff that goes through and sweeps the streets. I don't know how many times a day, but they're doing it. Well, I could actually see the guy right now. He's he's on the second tier rather than on the first tier for the city. So he's in the castle area, but there are a lot of areas where they have just these tiny pebbles on the ground. Kind of like when you're walking in a Japanese castle, how they have the security system of just stones. It's very similar to that. I don't know if it's for the same reason, but what you noticed is around that area is typically a lot of pebbles get kicked out into the main walking areas, or the walking paths that surround it, but there were really no pebbles. And then earlier this morning I actually saw them sweeping, and they're actually sweeping the pebbles, putting them in to dust pans and then putting them back in the areas that they belong. So pretty incredible. Anyhow, this whole area has just been such a real cool like treat for the eyes. And yeah, I do hope that I get to come back someday and use this this elevator. But anyhow, we'll check back in the next cute town that we're going to apparently. So back in a moment. Welcome back. We are in the town of Najac, and this town is absolutely amazing. Sorry if the camera feels closer. I'm using the zoom lens because I wanted to try to get some zoom shots of this view that's currently right behind me, and I'm trying to get back to the car as quickly as possible because we're only here for kind of a few minutes to take these shots. Oh, there's a fountain here. I will set the camera down and take a step back. Hopefully that'll be okay. Nope, that's too low. Oh, this is alright. So anyhow, as I was saying before, there is a view on this road that I'm walking on right now that actually just has a valley between the houses that are here. And in that valley that it creates, you could see a castle. You could see a castle in the valley that's created there. And that's really awesome. So, as I was saying, the houses create this valley, or this like tunnel, I don't know what to call it, right? So there's houses on both sides. And when you look right through the middle, you're actually able to see this castle in the middle of it, which is just fantastic. It's gorgeous. Other than that, the town is quite quaint, it's quite cute, and it's like just your regular European type of town. I'm in the town square right now. The camera is set in this pavilion that's in the middle of the square. I just obviously walked by the water fountain that I was talking about earlier, and it's just a sleepy little town. There's not actually all that much going on currently. There's really just one restaurant open, as well as the bakery that Mom wants to go to. So I got my photos, I got a couple of shots on the video. Now we're off to the next place, which I think it's Carcassonne. There might actually be a small town, another one like this in between. I only know the major points of the day. So yeah, we will check back in a moment here to see what is next. I'll probably go get some more B-roll right now for this this just gorgeous town, really though. Anyhow, back in a moment. And welcome back. Here we are at Canyon de Trou de Bozouls, and this is a magnificent place as well. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just culture shock, but there's a horseshoe canyon to my right as I walk back towards the car. They built on the middle section, the like island in the horseshoe, as well as the canyon side, so you can actually see everything, and it's beautiful. Like, it's just absolutely gorgeous. There is a castle right on the edge, as well as a waterfall that goes through the canyon, and I just think that this whole area is just drop dead gorgeous. When we came here, the purpose was to get lunch at a cafe or restaurant or whatever that was on the canyon wall, but as you walk through, it's actually quite windy, so we actually decided to eat inside. And I don't know what the restaurant name is, I can't remember it. I'll be passing it in a moment here, so I'll be able to look it up. But why don't I go into what we had for lunch instead. So I had a menu. Started off with like a couscous type item, She said it wasn't couscous though. And it also had a salad with it. So I do think it was some sort of bean, which is kind of cool. And then Mom and Lynn both got burgers, something kind of simple. Mom got a fried chicken burger, which was real nice, had this really creamy Dijon mustard like spread on it, which was really good. And then Lynn got the Roquefort burger, which is a specialty cheese of the area. Now, the only thing about the Roquefort, and we didn't know what it was, so we just ordered it without kind of like thinking about it. I just said, okay, it's famous food from the area, let's go ahead and check it out. And it ended up being more like a blue cheese, which I kind of now wish that I asked, because Mom and Lynn don't like blue cheese. So I ended up having to eat not only my own food, but then a good chunk of this burger. And that kind of sucked. Sucked as in it was a lot of food. The food was delicious. And I was quite happy with everything. I tried the chicken burger. I tried the blue cheeseburger. And then I had my main, which was pan-seared salmon with a cauliflower gratin. And that was delicious. The restaurant, which I'm standing in front of, it is called Bar Brasserie La Terrasse. Very simple. Terrace, bar, and brasserie, which looks right over to the canyon. Anyhow, we are all set here and we have to get to our next point. So we'll be checking in a moment. Oh, there was a bit of confusion. Not that much English was spoken here. So that is something that needs to be noted. Our French, our very, very limited French got us through, and the waitress was super kind. So very cool. Check back in a moment here. And welcome back. We are currently at Malau, and we drove here to see the Aire du Aqueduct de Malau, which is this crazy tall bridge. It reminds me of when I first got out of quarantine in Korea. I was telling my buddy who was driving me to my quarantine, or from my quarantine hotel to my normal hotel, that his overpasses were so far in the sky, like they're so tall. And I'm trying to think in America if we have anything like that. I'm sure we do, just not close to where I'm at, right? It's maybe the Golden Gate looks similar to that if it was out of the water, but being that a good portion of the Golden Gate is in the water, I guess, the legs that is, you can't see how far the legs go down. It's the exact same thing here. You could see the legs that go all the way to the grass on the ground below, all the way to the sky, where this bridge literally connects two mountains. And that's like fantastic. It's just a real quick stop here though. We're just gonna be here for another few minutes and then we're going home, or to the next place, which is Carcassonne. So yeah, it's pretty nuts. All right, I gotta get a couple more photos and then we're gonna be on our way. Back in a moment. Oop. All right, welcome back. Here we are in Carcassonne now. We have actually successfully checked in to our hotel, which ended up being more of an Airbnb house with the host still living there, rather than the hotel Mom was thinking she got us here. The whole selling point was the fact that it had a laundry machine in there. And so we're doing our laundry right now. Don't know what's gonna happen. We might just run back and look for a laundromat to try to dry our laundry, because we noticed that there's no dryer there. But that being said, we then came out to go to the city castle, which is what Carcassonne is known for, and we've walked the entirety of it so far. We started at the Port Nobilis, I think it was.
The main port that you walk into?
Yeah, the main port that you walk into, Narbonne. And we've walked straight up to the chateau that's here, and then walked around the chateau, coming all the way over to the cathedral, or going to the well, and then walking around the outer side of the wall to the cathedral, or yeah, the cathedral. And the entire time we were here, it's just like you turn one way and there's a photo, you turn the other way and there's a photo. Like everything is picturesque, and I keep repeating that of myself, but it's like so much history here. It's so incredible. I kind of wish that there was a guided tour, and this map that the hotel guy or the Airbnb host gave us is actually in French, so I don't really understand any of it, unfortunately. All I could say is that this place is old, but it's still actually quite beautiful, and it's
like a game.
yeah, it holds up so well, and all the parts of the city are like so intertwined. It's kind of neat to see all the different restaurants that are here. Lynn and I actually just walked by a Michelin-starred restaurant, which was pretty cool. It was like a Michelin-star restaurant that's a hotel over on the other side of the cathedral, which is behind Lynn, who's holding the camera right now. Also, it's kind of weird to see just like random cars driving through every now and then. You're not really allowed to drive in here. I just assume those are people that either
stayed in the hotel.
Yeah, stayed in a hotel here or worked here. And so, because I can't imagine like trucking in items from a
it's funny to see him struggle behind you.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine anyone trucking all the stuff that they need for a restaurant, like on a hand cart or something, through this like cobblestone city. It's quite literally a pain on the feet, and it's really, really difficult to walk, and I actually slipped a couple times, but I mean, it is what it is, and the area is like gorgeous enough to actually like just forgive that. We will be back here tomorrow and to see it during the day, but like right now it looks fantastic in the evening. I do hope that the lights turn on soon. We are gonna take off real quick. What's kind of cool is parking is free from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. So we'll take off, go look for this laundromat, see what we could find. There's a bridge nearby that the host told us that we should see lit up at night, and then we could actually come back here to see this place lit up at night as well, because it's just right down, like within a 5-minute drive. It's not that far from here, and the guy said it's super easy. So anyhow, we'll check back in a moment here, see what happens next. It might be the room tour, or it might be us walking on a bridge. All right, back in a second. All right, and welcome back. Here we go. I'm just gonna set this down here on the TV. Okay, that works. A little crooked, but whatever. So we are now in the hotel slash house that Mom rented, and it is fairly basic. Lynn and I, well, we came back here from the Cité de Médiéval, I believe it is, the castle wall area, and we had dinner here, which was just leftovers from all the stuff we bought at the markets, and then some leftover food that we had from a few nights of going out and just ordering way too much food. It was quite simple. I didn't actually film anything from it because it was just a repeat of everything we actually had, with the exception of maybe one cheese block that we purchased from one of the markets, and there was nothing really to it. It's just cheese. Other than that, Lynn and I then decided to go back out and see if we could find the famous bridge here next to the Pont Neuf. I always forget what it is. It's Pont Vivid something along those lines. I'll write it on the screen here somewhere. And it's funny because we actually got there, found some free parking. Everything was free from 8 to 8. So at 8 a.m. you're gonna have to pay again, but from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. it's free. So we found some parking and then walked over to the bridge, and that's when we noticed that the bridge wasn't lit. So we decided that we would kind of go look at the castle from the bridge to see if we could get that, and the castle was lit. Here's kind of the trade-off. I say the bridge isn't lit, but I'll throw up a photo on here. The bridge was somewhat lit. It just wasn't well lit, so it was kind of hard to see. The second part would be there was, the castle was very well lit, and I'll throw up another photo because I forgot to take some video of it. I was so busy just trying to take photos from different angles to see if I could get one that would work to my liking, and it was very well lit. Like, it was cool to look at. Beyond that, it was just walking around. Lynn went to the Pont Neuf, the new bridge. I believe that's what that means. Maybe I'm wrong. But she went to go take photos, or not take photos, to take, or she was in search of a cache, the geocache that was there. After she found it, she came back, and at that time it was just like, it was too late to actually go to the castle, because that's really what I was like, okay, well, the bridge isn't lit, so why don't we go to the castle instead? And unfortunately, because of our timing, the castle actually turned off the lights, so we weren't able actually to go there, and that's why I have no video of it. So we ended up just taking what we could from that point and going back to the car, and then turning around and coming back home, where it's just a little bit after midnight right now. So it's time to take our showers and get ready for bed. But before I do that, I just want to do a quick room tour. It's going to start from the hall. Like I said, this is a house, so from the front door, we're on the second floor. We just walked up. I'm actually pretty sure that the owners of the house are underneath me, like underneath this floor. So I'm on the floor above them. But that being said, let's go ahead and get to the room tour real quick. And oh, it's only going to be in my room because Mom's actually sleeping since she didn't go with us. She took her shower and everything and went to sleep. I don't want to bug her, so I'll just let her do her thing. But yeah, let's hop over to the room tour. All right, and this is our hotel. We're going to start off with the fact that we are on the second floor. The door to the entry is right there. You come on up, and here is the bathroom. And just a simple, or toilet rather. And then there is a hall room with 3 rooms. There's one right here. And then, let me zoom out. There's one right there. And then one right there. And this is the shower room, which is your basic. You have a massager up there and a regular shower at the bottom. Your sink. This is the same sink for the toilet as well, so. And then, sounds like Mom's sleeping, so we'll just go into my room. Here is my room. I'm gonna take off my shoes. And it's fairly simple. We have the closet, headrest, the bed, full-size bed, huge bed. And then, oh, it looks like another closet right there. The TV, and there's the door to get out. So overall, pretty simple. And yeah, let's go ahead and get back to a better view. I guess you can't see outside. It makes sense. It's so dark. Anyhow, let's get back to another view here. So be back in just a second. And welcome back. So as you could see, it was pretty convenient. I mean, I didn't look at the third room as well. You know, it was just Mom's room and my room, and the bathroom and the toilet room, obviously. Now, when I said that, like, you enter the door and you go up the stairs, it literally is just like, that is their front door for their house. And you come up those stairs and voila, as they would say, you're in kind of the living quarters of the room. If you just continued going straight and to the left, that would have brought you into their living room and dining room, and then next to that, which would be behind me downstairs, would be the kitchen, and it's quite a nice property. They're actually in a real nice area. I mean, 20 euros a person per night is super inexpensive, so that's kind of nice. I have my towel right here that they've provided. Another funny thing is the guy said that if I need a blanket, he set it up on this my luggage holder for me, which I guess I'll just toss up onto the bed. The room's actually quite well heated though, so it's warm. Like I'm actually kind of sweating underneath my shirt here. But other than that, yeah, it's time to go ahead and get set up for bed, and I will see you in the morning.